yeah, let's talk about these, shall we? How are you thinking of finishing your piece?
Well, the bottom is supposed to be like the Chinese kind of porcelain looking, so I'm gonna do like a white with like a blue wash for like the lions, and then I think I want to do like a yellow for the top because it's like supposed to look like fabric in a way, and so I was thinking like a yellow and white for the top. I don't know how to
Sure.
put it together.
And do you know like what cone you're thinking? The high fire cone 6 or the low fire 04? It depends on what kind of yellow you want. You guys know that the difference between the yellows, the high fire yellow is like a more subtle.
Yeah, that's one.
Okay.
So the high fire?
Yep, so that's cone 6 then.
Okay.
The celadon glaze is like an ancient Japanese? I think it's Japanese glaze that's been around for 1,000 years. It's just really famous for Japanese pottery. So Lisa looked up a recipe online and tried it, and this was the first one, right? So we got this, which was just a little too green. So we tried altering the recipe. Well, why don't you tell them?
Yeah, okay. And so then we just like added less colorant in this one, and then even less in this one, and less in this one. So I still have the leftovers from these two, and I'm gonna mix them.
So you want to get something like that?
Yeah. Closer to that.
Is that an reduction?
It was oxidation.
Yeah, no, great question. Because remember what happens to copper in oxidation versus reduction?
Red.
Yeah, red in reduction. If you're ever confused about that, you remember like a copper dome. What happens when copper over time ages? It turns green. It oxidizes. It's green. Reduction with the red. So, yeah, sounds good. Do you remember the color?
Copper carbonate.
Yeah, carb. All right, cool. So we talked about soda, and the soda ash, when it flies, or the soda molecules, when it flies around the kiln and hits that clay, it fuses with the silica in the clay. So I brought, this is porcelain. This stuff all on the bottom was not glazed. That was in the soda. Porcelain has a ton of silica. So porcelain, it absorbs a ton of silica, and it turns basically just to a clear glaze on it. You don't get a ton of color with the porcelain versus the stoneware. You get anything from this deep oranges where there's not as much soda to this like whiter, sometimes bluish type stuff. And then this stuff, this is wadding right here. Wadding is just alumina hydrate and kaolin. Kaolin is just a clay that we use in our stoneware and everything. The wadding has virtually no silica in it. So that means that like these have already been through the soda kiln. There's no soda on it because there's nothing for the soda to fuse to. This is a ton of silica and it bonding to it. This is a little bit, and this is no silica. So again, when you're done with your piece and you're putting it on the cart, it's right outside in the doorway. Just please, all you gotta do is put, if I was doing this, put maybe 4 pieces. So glue 4 spots and glue the pieces to it. That's gonna save me hours. Do you guys have any questions? Awesome. That's it. Thanks. Let's glaze. So those cones, I had 4 of them. We did like an 010. So that melts really low, even before that 04 that you guys glaze your sculpture to. 010 melts, and then I know that that's when you start your reduction. That's when the clay body can still absorb that carbon from the reduction and pull out the color from the glazes. And then you'll see cone 5, cone 6, and then cone 7. 5 is bending right now, or it's starting to bend right now. 6 is what we want.